Yo, what is good people? Welcome back to my channel, and I'm your host NICKYB, and in today's video we're heading back to Bridgnorth, where I filmed my first video on the Cliff Railway, which I'd recommend you check out if you haven't already. So today we're going to be looking at Lavington's hole and the surrounding caves or the sandstone structure, and as you can see from the street views it's fairly well hidden, and unless you were looking I doubt many would realise it was there. And I'd hazard a guess and say that many people that do see it pay little attention to it. So as per usual, let's take a look at the LiDAR, and as we can see, Bridgnorth is littered with so many potential goodies, but more on those in other videos. So yeah, it's a huge area that we've got to cover, so like I said, there will be more videos on this area to come. And if we have a look at the Google Maps, you can see I've marked out the start and the finish of the place from what I know of at the time, but it seems to have gotten further since I've gotten back because I've done more digging. But as you can see on the maps, it stretches over 500 feet. So anyway, in this video I'm going to be showing you the complex in its entirety, from right to left. So straight off the bat you can see little openings just like any other place I've been to like this, and you can clearly see where the earth has been dumped here as well, possibly to hide more. I don't know, keep watching and by the end of it it'll be better explained and possibly even be shown to you. So if we take a quick look up this natural mound of earth, we can see what leads to an entrance of sorts. And if we look closer you will be able to see a bricked arch. So I haven't been in there yet, but that might change in time. So this is identical to any other site I've visited, and personally I can see where the blocks have been placed on top of each other, and there's also sections that have the outer skin still in place and the exposed sandstone underneath. Also check the slight signs for a frame there, which I'm only just noticing myself as I rewatch the footage. So as we come to the first cave, you should be able to make out the earth at the entrance, a telltale sign to me that not is all as it seems. Again, more on that to come later. So they claim it's fenced off for our security, and I say it's fenced off to stop our curiosity getting the better of us and not finding things we shouldn't be. Or not that we shouldn't be, but what they don't want us to see. Again, you can see the exposed sandstone where the exterior layer has come away. Another entrance to the same part of the cave, but as you can see it's clearly been bricked up here for whatever reason. And it appeared like there were signs that this cave was bigger at one time or another than what it is now, but I should be able to show you more on that later. And here we have a naturally built column which looks to be built out of sandstone blocks. Yeah, okay. Again, the brick just doesn't match with the sandstone, and this is another part I may or may not get into, who knows. And what is going on with the shoddy workmanship here? I don't even know what to say about it. I just thought I'd add it in there. All this amazing cave carving, whatever, and you end up with this. So, anyway. Here's another bricked up, or blocked up entrance should we say. Are we noticing a theme yet at all? And there's a gap there on the left hand side. So shall we see what's behind wall number 1? Any guesses, any of you? Yeah, you're wrong. It was filled with rubble. Nothing to see here, is there? Absolutely nothing at all, just rubbish, crap, whatever. And it's clear to see it hasn't been buried in no shape or form. Are you starting to see that it's been buried some yet? No? Okay, stick with me. by the end, I'm confident your minds will be changed if it's not already. Here we can see, let's call them storage areas, and if you've seen Paul Cook's Kimber's videos, you'll understand what I mean. So here's another example of both exposed and protected sandstone. And here, what can only be explained as the remnants of a bricked room, or maybe an entranceway. Again, I don't know. Nobody does. Nobody was there when this place was in its prime. It's all hearsay. Anyway, yet more render, and if you look close enough, you'll see the notches for what I suspect to be wooden beams. Is that close enough for you? I decided to pick at the skin just a little bit, just to see if it's the same as Kimber. And yeah, it's 100% the same. How it just peels away. It's like it's the shell, like it's the outer layer, like I keep saying. But go for yourselves, check it out for yourselves, you'll see what I'm saying. These pictures aren't doing it justice. So anyway, coming to this cave, page points out this freshly exposed sandstone. So I thought I'd give that a little bit of a mention. And as you can probably see, it looks like it's just pure sand. So, looking into this cave, you can see the render all over the back wall, and I'd say more signs of a buried floor. Let me know what you think though. Again, more storage rooms, and even a brick wall encased in the sandstone. And the bricks are scattered all over here, to be honest with you. And something I've only just noticed, what looks to be a brick wall leading out from that little section of brick there. Hopefully you saw that there. Another bricked up section here. What's it there for? What's it covering? I don't know. Now pay attention to this next part, because there's quite a bit coming up. So firstly, we've got this wall here, which makes me think that it extends out further. More on that in a second. You'll then see, I'll talk about that earth in a second. You can see a pipe here with a few bricks here and there scattered. Reason to believe that that pipe work used to be bricked up, and I'll show you why in a second. Here I'm pointing out the earth. As you can see, it's a lot higher on that side of the wall than it is on this side of the wall. A good 5 feet or so in height, I'd imagine. So that tells me again it's been buried. So yeah, here, can you see it? Do you see it? Now do you see it? Apex there, leading from one wall to, if we keep going here, another wall there, identical to the other one, just obviously not in as good a shape as that one there. So hopefully you saw that there, and hopefully you can see it again there, the apex. So that tells me there used to be a building that extended further beyond that point. So as we continue, there's yet more bricked up entrances. I mean, what else could there be? Why are they bricked up? And why is the brick underneath the sandstone like that? This is just giving you some indication of how far we've got still to explore. Yeah, you can see the brick underneath the sandstone, telling me it's covering yet another entrance maybe, I don't know. And this is what I was talking about with the exposed pipework. I'm pretty sure this is what it would have looked like originally. And this, I don't know what this is, but it looked an absolute mess. It's a mix mash of everything. So here, can you see where the blocks have been placed up on top of each other? And parts that still have the outer shell, like the exterior skin still as well. So here we are, we're coming up to the main attraction, Lavington's Hole. You know, I was amazed whilst filming here to see a couple of people walk up and take one look and be like, "Duh, it's just a hole in the wall," and then carried on without putting any thought into this hole at all. Unfortunately though, the world's full of people like that these days, so there's nothing we can really do. Anyway, let's have a look at a little bit of information on Lavington's hole, shall we? So, on 31st of March 1646, during the Civil War, in King Charles I's reign, Bridgnorth Town was under siege from parliamentary forces, and the royalists retreated to Bridgnorth Castle after setting fire to the stables in Lisley Street. The fire soon spread to burn down many buildings in Hightown. It was the incendiary torches fired from the castle that ignited St Leonard's Church, burning all the town's records that were stored in the church. Funny that. By 1st of April 1646, most of Bridgnorth Hightown was destroyed by the Great Fire. After 3 weeks of continued attacks on the castle, Colonel Lavington took charge of getting a team of the parliamentary force to dig a 70-foot tunnel under Castle Hill. Knowing that the royalists stored their gunpowder in St Mary's Church, his aim was to blow up the church. 69 feet of the tunnel was dug into the rock face, but was not completed as the royalists surrendered on Sunday the 26th of April 1646. Am I the only one that sees the floor there? 1 foot. 1 foot. What's 1 foot? It's dinner at Subway. If you go for the foot long, that's what 1 foot is. And they give up. So if they tried to blow it up at 69 foot, it wouldn't have the same desired effect. Come on now. Just let that settle in for a moment. Oh, and by the way, the church ended up getting destroyed by the gunpowder anyway, I believe. Anyway, let's get back to the video, shall we? So as you can see here, there's more bricks there just hiding, which makes me ask the question why, and also makes me wonder what the hell this place looked like when it was in its prime. This here is another sign which annoyingly I didn't see at the time, and it was only during the edit I have seen it, but it looks like the top of an opening, which as you can see has almost been completely sealed off and filled to the point you wouldn't even know it was there. How's that picture I'm painting for you now, by the way? So here I decide to examine some more of the rock. And as you can see from this footage here, my magic touch turns the rock into sand. And I'll do this once more just so you can see that it is straight off whatever we're gonna call this. But yeah, it literally crumbles into my hand and it's practically sand. Yeah, this sort of gives you a rough idea of how far we've come so far. And as I'm scanning this section, I'm starting to think that that's the end of it. But let me tell you, there's 1 or 2 treats left in store for you yet. So as you're about to see here, I take a short jump off the wall to get down onto the path. Now please bear this in mind for what I'm about to show you. So unlike earlier on in the video, this time I did see in person the top of what appeared to be an opening, and on closer inspection, filled with, you guessed it, rubble. And if you look here, it's not just a small opening, and it's clearly been blocked up with the rubble inside and the earth and whatever else on the outside, which begs the question, just how far does this go down? So as you're about to see here, there's a picture from the road, and the geyser up there is roughly where this opening should be, so this should give you some perspective on how high up it is and just how much is potentially buried. Let me know what you think in the comments though, people. So yeah, coming up now is another little gem. So let's see what's behind this inconspicuous wall, shall we? Just wait for me to climb back up onto this wall and all will be revealed. So what do you think it is? Yeah, you guessed it. Yet more rubble, almost filled to the brim. But if you look towards the back, you can see the makings of yet another bricked wall. And it looks like it continues behind the wall as well. So let's just admire all the crap in this hole for a second, shall we? And as the camera pans around here, what do we have? Yet more brickwork, which suggests to me another opening, which will be confirmed shortly. And there's Paige with her boots on the ground there, tagging along with me on my ventures. So that boarded up bit there, that is the other side to where I just showed you where the bricks were. So tell me again, it's not an entrance. And another blocked up one at that. So I pan down to the road just to give you some sort of sense of height, which is aided by the car that's just gone driving past. So as you can see, we are quite far up. But as I think this is all over, I decide to have a nose over this fence, and surprise, surprise, more signs of what looks like a wall on the left and an arch to the right hand side of it. Clear as day, right? So then I decided to be a little bit nosier and peek through the fence to find what looks like a path leading to above where I've just been and where I've just showed you. All in all, a fascinating place which has left me asking more questions, which I hopefully will have answers to shortly when I return. And I hope it's clear to see how this place has been buried. They clearly can't destroy all of it, as pretty much the whole of Bridgnorth Town sits above this structure and it will collapse in on itself. So what do they do instead? They bury, they cover, and they fill as much as possible with what was more than likely the rest of the structure that extended out at one time. I've been NICKYB, and until next time.